Young.
And I'm Lynn Lester, and it's our absolute pleasure to welcome everyone to the Online Media Awards, organised, of course, by The Drum.
As an industry, the media is often criticised and in recent years even pilloried and dismissed by politicians in globally powerful positions. We're under pressure both from big digital platform owners and millions of individual content makers. There's really a kind of feeling of having to justify our existence as media owners. On top of that, whole new ways of funding our work are having to be invented and reinvented. That's why events like the Online Media Awards are so important. They help us and others to remember the critical value that professional journalism brings to society. Sometimes, in the process, our professionals pay the ultimate price. So today, we'd like to dedicate these awards to the media professionals who have lost their lives in conflicts, including the Ukraine.
Indeed, and in the show you will see our industry at its very best, playing the vital role of holding our political leaders, other powerful individuals and companies to account, uncovering stories that must be told through relentless and forensic investigative journalism, influencing institutions which can drive significant change, informing and educating the public, stimulating debate and helping people to think for themselves. And of course, you guys entertaining us with your humorous coverage, and you are funny sometimes.
All of this important work, the writers behind it and the team behind the writers must be recognised and celebrated, and that's exactly what we will do when we announce the top work of the year very shortly.
Indeed.
None of this would be possible without the support of two wonderful partners, Gum Gum and Parsley, and we're very grateful to them as our sponsors.
We are indeed, and it's really, really exciting because we are broadcasting to you live from the Drum Labs here in the beating heart of London. And we've had entries from all around the world. So you've had tough competition, so if you win, I think you ought to be pretty proud. And our judges were extremely impressed with the standard of entries, which shows how the bar is being raised in online media. And I really want to thank our judging panel. Organisations such as CNN, NBC, Bloomberg, Tatler, Vogue, ITV, the Boston Globe. Oh my goodness, I could go on. There were so many of them. They were tough, but you guys were even better.
Yeah, thank goodness we had their support. Because our goal at The Drum is to share good work, to create a spiral of higher and higher standards. So every winning case study from the awards will be available for everyone to look at thedrum.com after the show. The Drum Labs is our building in Shoreditch, London, that we have launched with the goal of bringing together creators and innovators in marketing and media to share content, exchange ideas, and look towards what's next.
Yep, indeed, and all very lofty, but of course the Drum is part of the media as well, and so it goes without saying, aside from our event spaces and recording facilities, we do have a bar and we do have a terrace. And I am absolutely delighted to say I can hear the crowd in my ear. They're going wild. They're eagerly anticipating the results as you are. So I want to go to the bar. Hello, Hannah.
Hey, Lynn and Diane. How are you guys doing? I'm up here in the very lively bar behind me. We're all getting ready for the wonderful awards tonight. I'll be up here interviewing a few short little interviews with some of the nominees up here, so keep flashing back to me and we'll have some great stories behind some of the great work that's here tonight. Good luck to all the winners.
Oh my goodness, the anticipation is building. Thank you, Hannah. Okay, before we kick it off, I want to say something to you and to everyone watching. I'm really proud when we do these awards, and actually I'm especially proud this year. We look through the work. I think Diane and I found it quite hard not to cry during our rehearsals. So actually the work you've done is stellar, even the nominees. So I want to say thank you for being awesome right from the start. So give yourself a round of applause. Okay, without further ado, let's kick off with an important category, Social Media Team of the Year. And the nominees are and the highly commended for the first category goes to Gay Times. Congratulations. Well done.
And the social media team of the year have indeed fought for their right to party tonight. The winner is Joe Media.
You got to fight for your right to party. I wake up late for work, man, I don't want to go. I ask Carrie, please, but she still says no. Held her this fucking lockdown, tried to say that it's work. Now even hardline Tories think you're some kind of jerk. You got to fight for your right to party. That time I met the Queen and I said, no way.
Well, that hypocrite lies 10 times a day.
Wow, now that is how you start an award show. And I do believe we have them partying at the bar. Can we go to the bar and see them? I want to see your dancing. Come on. Wow, they have their right to party, we know. And I have to say, it's the first time I've ever seen Boris and his friends being so cool. Don't you think?
And the last.
Yeah, possibly the first and the last. Next up is Bestest of Social Media. Here are your nominees. And the highly commended goes to Insider. Great stuff.
And the award in this category for best use of social media goes to Sky News for their climate crisis and COP26 climate conference.
Hi, my name is Nzambi Mate, and I'm the founder of Jijenge Makers Limited. Our first product line are pavers, which are used for sidewalks, footpaths, and driveways. And ours we produce using recycled waste plastic. A bunch of me and friends of mine came together and we were just tired. The government is not doing enough, the stakeholders are not doing enough, we as a people we are not doing enough. So we started by collecting plastic waste within our estate, sorting them and selling to recyclers. We realized we are collecting more plastic than we are selling to recyclers. So that made us think, so what more can we do? So we decided, why don't we start making pavers, because that was, first of all, an easy entry to the market, and also the demand was high. We started in my mom's backyard, and my neighbors didn't like the process. That's when we moved to the industrial part of Nairobi. And in 2020, we launched the product officially in the market.
Great stuff. Well, that's just one example of Sky News' climate coverage. They started rolling out relevant content, I think it was roughly about 8 months before COP26. And actually, as a Glaswegian, I'm really proud that we held that. But can I tell you what, it was a right bugger for the traffic. No one went into Glasgow, so no, it was brilliant. We were so delighted to have it. Now, next up is Editorial Campaign of the Year. Let's check out the nominees. And the highly commended goes to CNN. Very, very well done to you.
And the award for Editorial Campaign of the Year is going to 1 Million Minutes by Good Morning Britain.
Wow. It's just absolutely beautiful, and I know you're in the room here tonight, just it touches the heartstrings, and they are in the bar too, partying. Now, this campaign, I can tell you, encouraged people to donate their most valuable commodity, their time, to various charities to fight loneliness in the UK. The supporting digital campaign added original content, which all led back to the easy-to-use pledge button on Good Morning Britain's website. It was the most successful 1 million minutes campaign by Good Morning Britain to date. You guys are awesome, and that was amazing. Congratulations. Next up, we are moving on to Editorial Innovation of the Year. Here's the shortlist. And the highly commended goes to ITV News. Congratulations. Great stuff.
And the winner in this category is AJ Contrast at Al Jazeera Digital for Inaccessible Cities.
I was so angry about the inaccessibility in my community. I was angry about how I've been treated, and I wanted to fight like hell.
This is a disabled New Yorker. So many people left out of policy conversations.
That day I found out that disability is contagious. I told him I'm visually impaired. He became speech impaired.
I took an oath that whatever happens, I will do something to make this world a more better and a more inclusive and a more integrated space for persons with disabilities.
It's really remarkable that today's big cities such as New York, Lagos, Mumbai are still so inaccessible.
Absolutely. You know, and it's fantastic to see AJ Contrast take a proactive approach by generating debates around the world about future city design, and I think that's ultra important. And I think you'll find throughout the thread of this work tonight, it's so much work for good and for making lives better. And I just, it makes me feel really emotional, so I'm going to try and hold back the tears in this show, but you can give me a hug afterwards.
Yeah, it just reminds us about how important it is, the campaigning aspect of what we do in the media, so great work there.
Absolutely, couldn't have said it better myself. Now, next up is an award for Podcast of the Year. The nominees are and we do have a highly commended for The Economist. Congratulations to everyone there, all the team.
The award here for the Podcast of the Year goes to Sky News for Storycast 21.
Our house was severely damaged by the blast in Beirut.
I was concerned we were unable to locate Ralmout.
The Chilean mine rescue was the most amazing story I've ever covered.
Kipchoge had always been this rock star of running.
Pushing through the city, all of a sudden we were there, looking at the Tower of Saddam.
21 personal stories from some of the biggest news events of the last 21 years. Storycast 21, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Congratulations again. I told you were going to be really impressed today. Our next award is for, it's a very important part of all your businesses, it is Commercial Campaign of the Year. Let's check out the nominees. And it is highly commended to Independent Ignite. And I do think we have an award.
The award in this category goes to Screenshot Media.
I don't want anyone else to feel defined by boundaries that are set in place in society for them. I want them to define their own future and decide their own paths and achieve their wildest dreams. Hi, my name is Ramea Amelia, I'm 17 and I'm from Birmingham. I'm the founder of A Product of My Environment, and we are a youth organisation dedicated to the empowerment of young black people in Birmingham. One of my proudest achievements was that I was able to launch A Product of My Environment when I was 15 years old. Peace First really helped A Product of My Environment get off the ground through mentoring and funding. By creating a virtual environment that celebrates black people that have succeeded, what we're doing is inspiring the next generation to achieve greatness.
Awesome stuff, awesome stuff. Now this was an excellent piece of work for Gen Z and younger millennials. Screenshot Media created a campaign for Toms, promoting the fact that Toms now donate, wait for this, 1/3 of their profits to grassroots organisations. How cool is that? Pretty good, isn't it? Wow, impressive. Indeed. Okay, well, now I've got over that. I'm now going to move on to the next category, which is a really important one. It is Best Pivot Initiative. Here are your nominees. And the highly commended goes to Independent Digital News and Media Limited. Go guys! What a great piece of work. Pushing the bar.
The award in this category for Best Pivot goes to Norway's VG TV News team.
VG is the #1 destination for news in Norway. Historically, we've had a solid presence outdoors. To secure VG's future position and top of mind among Norwegians in the digital era, we believe it's crucial to find new ways to be presented out in the public. So we teamed up with JCDecaux, the world's largest outdoor advertising company. Traditionally, commercials dominate digital surfaces. We are altering this. By adding fast-paced editorial video-driven content, we are adding even more value and engagement to digital screens. In November 2020, VG News premiered on public screens in central Oslo. Our always up-to-date 1-minute news show quickly got attention. By teaming up with multiple companies, editorial content from VG is now dominating urban environments in Norway, airing on a total of over 1,000 public screens. We are on the streets, in public transportation areas, on boats, in waiting areas, in people's workplaces, and where people meet. We have increased our portfolio during 2021. In addition to daily up-to-date news, we provide financial news, news explainers, entertainment, and a wide variety of stories. Today, VG News is distributed on a total of 7 different platforms, reaching over 2.2 million people every day.
Well, we're sending many congratulations across the sea to Norway. Well done to VG. But right now, it's time to pop upstairs again and rejoin Hannah, who's with 2 of our winners, I believe.
Hiya! I've gathered a couple of winners already announced tonight. So I'm here with Serena Kaczynski from Joe Media, who just won for Best Social Team of the Year. Her team are also behind her. They've been very rowdy tonight. Serena, you did the amazing Boris Johnson and Beastie Boys collaboration. Mashup would call it. It's quite controversial. What other kind of work have you been going on in that kind of sphere? What have you got coming down the line?
Well, there's something coming that we can't really talk about, obviously, but it might be, our take on the Ukraine war and potentially how the West allowed Putin to get away with it for so long. So that's about. I'm not going to reveal the song, and I'm not going to reveal, but our video creator Chris White, who is an absolute genius and who some of you who are a bit older like me might remember from the days of Buttery Biscuit Bass. Yeah, he is actually the legend that did that. So he works for us and he is an absolute genius, and they are collaborative, the mashups basically. But obviously they're a kind of real signature thing of what we do, but they're only a small percentage of what we do as well. But the spirit of being a bit punchy and a bit controversial is where Joe really exists.
Fantastic, congratulations. I'm also here with Rob Mulhan, who is from Sky News, and he just won Best Podcast, so congratulations to you. So I don't know if you could just kind of talk a bit more about the project and how it came about.
Sure. I think long form is fashionable at the moment in podcasts, and in Sky we wanted to try something different. It was the 21st year of the century, so we tried an idea to do 21 stories, short stories of 21 remarkable events of the last 21 years. I think the charm of the project is often in the media, the broadcasters are up front, but we opened the idea to everyone in Sky News, from cameramen to sound guys, and let them have their offering for the story. We got 100 replies. It was a real headache to try and filter through them, but we got some real kind of stories that everyone remember, from the fall of Saddam to the Chilean mine disaster, but some stuff like the Chilean miners as well. So it was an exciting project. Listen, Storycast was a shot to nothing when Sky News took it on 3 years ago. So I'd just like to say thanks to them for that work to be recognised by Drum. It's a great thing. So thanks everyone.
Thank you so much. I'm a big archive geek, so it's right up my street, I have to say. Well, thanks so much, guys, and congratulations. Have a lovely evening. And it's back to Linda Diane.
Wow, well thank you Hannah, and huge congrats to not only the two winners there but everyone so far. Now the thing to remind you of, because obviously we won't be speaking to every single winner tonight, or you'll be here till Christmas, and I'm sure you want a bar and terrace to go to. So what we are going to do is make sure, as Diane said at the beginning, make sure everything's on thedrum.com. So check it out, one of the largest sites of its type in the world. So we are going to amplify you, and we're going to make you as famous as far wide as we can for your achievements. Right, well, talking about your achievements, Content Creator of the Year is a pretty big deal. Here are the nominees.
Well, this was a brilliant category. We had so many great entries into it, and the judges struggled. They really struggled because there was so much talent there. And in actual fact, there were two people that they just couldn't separate, and so they decided they must give an award to each of them to recognise their skill and all their efforts. Those two winners are Faye White from Channel 4 News and Alice Anderson at Channel 4 News and ITN. Let's take a look at some of their work.
The bruising, it's like a perfect circle, and then in the middle it's sort of hard and scarred over with the wee pinprick in the middle. I remember getting in my taxi home with my friend, but other than that I only remember being in the bar. After speaking to my friends and my mum, they just said that I wasn't very stable. My words were sort of slurring a bit when I was talking. My eyes were kind of rolling as well at times. My friend had said she thought that, like, she didn't even know what to think. She just thought my drink had maybe been spiked. She didn't think that it was an injection or that. She just thought maybe that's what's happened.
Did you know that there used to be a law which prohibited schools from promoting same-sex relationships? It was called Section 28, and it was brought in by Margaret Thatcher's Conservative government in 1988 in England, Wales and Scotland. It meant that schools couldn't teach students about same-sex relationships or suggest that those relationships were acceptable forms of family. The law was partly inspired by backlash against a picture book called Jenny Lives with Eric and Martin, which taught children about different types of families.
And now Alice's work.
Promise. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that work that we just saw was very touching. We are just going to see Alice's work in just a second because we want to make sure we share what she's been up to.
Absolutely, she's been busy. I think they've all been busy. So yeah, don't you love a technical glitch on live TV? You feel our pain, but that's all right. We can sing a song, we can tell a joke, we can do so many things. But I think what we want to do is celebrate the awesome work.
What do you think of the work so far?
Okay. So, I can inform you because someone's talking in my ear 100 miles an hour and going crazy. So we're going to watch that work later because it's really good and you can't miss it. But for now, we're going to move on to Beshes of Photography. You know what's coming? It's the nominees.
And straight to the winner, it's Calvert 22 Foundation for the Calvert Journal.
Brilliant stuff.
Absolutely beautiful work there. It just makes you want to know more about what's behind those images. The judges absolutely loved the Calvert Journal's approach, bringing context to the changing cultural landscape in the New East. But it's actually a very difficult time for this publication, which has suspended its operations due to new restrictive laws in Russia which target the media. So we offer our heartfelt best wishes to everyone at the Calvert Foundation, and we look forward to them coming back and doing more of that great work.
Yeah, we do indeed, and we hope wherever they are in the world, they are safe and they are well. Our next award is for Specialist News Sites. Let's reveal the nominees. The highly commended goes to Open Democracy. Congrats. Another highly commended. Great stuff.
And the award in this category goes to Climate Home News. Well, last year marked the 10th anniversary of Climate Home News. Some of the high-profile figures sharing their content include Greta Thunberg, Gary Lineker, and the former Maltese President,
Is it the Grand Prix? Anyone that wins tonight can pick up the Grand Prix, and actually anyone that doesn't win tonight could also get the Cheers Award. So there's something to wait for, because you never know what's going to happen in a show like this. So,
Lynn, do people who win these awards get a trophy?
Well, they do, and they might be sitting here right now. Do you want to explain, Diane?
Yes, I don't know if you've noticed at home or in the studio, we have a big drum kit over there. And we have a little tiny drum kit over here. And the reason we've got this is because one of our entrants to one of our awards won loads of trophies, and they decided they would make their own little drum kit out of it. And they sent a photo to us. And we were like, well, obviously we want one of those now. Of course. So this isn't actually even the full kit, because it's got a little, tiny little seat with tiny little drumsticks on it. But basically, if you win a lot of drum trophies, you could be making your own drum kit or whatever you like that involves cylinders.
Absolutely, I know, if it's cylinders and you just need the sticks. I don't think that's a real name, but we'll call them sticks for now. Okay, we are now moving on to Video Team of the Year. Let's check out our very worthy nominees. Now, you made it really tough for our jury this year because they didn't have one, but they had two highly commends. The first one goes to an organisation I met in the bar earlier, Pink News. I'm sure they're celebrating, and Al Jazeera. Great stuff. I can hear the party going already.
The winner in this category, Video Team of the Year, is Sky News.
few seconds, I've got it. Have you received your questionnaire for the Metropolitan Police?
No.
Are you expecting to receive one?
No.
Are you worried about...
I don't know.
Do you believe you may have broken the rules?
No.
The lockdown rules?
Prime Minister says he will publish the report in full once that investigation by the police concludes, so certainly not out of the woods yet.
More than 10 parties are reported to have taken place here at Downing Street and in other government departments. On May the 15th, 2020, a cheese and wine event took place here in the Downing Street garden.
By 2009, more than half of Afghans asked said they had sympathy for the armed opposition groups, including the Taliban. This didn't last, though, and by 2019, that had significantly dropped.
But 2 years later, they were back in power. So how did this happen?
This villa has been converted into a jail. All the windows are barred shut. I can't open any window.
For 3 years, the world has heard nothing from Princess Latifah.
I was sold into the sex trade. They were coming in sometimes, 10 or 11 men wanted to rape me per day.
In a spider graph Sarah later made for the police, she identified 11 key players who came to the flat.
At 5:25 p.m, the first in a series of security breaches takes place.
Legitimate ticket holders are caught up in the crush as the stewards are overwhelmed.
Wow, hats off to you guys. I mean, I don't know if you agree, some of that was terrifying and powerful in equal measure. So, wow, that's all I can say. Okay, next up we have Best Commentary or Blogging. Let's check out the nominees.
The winner in this category is Peter Oborne from Middle East Eye.
Another great piece of work. God, guys, you're literally raising the bar this year. Well, I don't know how you're going to beat it next. The next award is for Best Campaigning or Investigative Journalism. Here are the nominees. Wow, lots of healthy competition in there. And we have two highly commends. They go to Insider for Conflicted Congress and ITV News for Britain's social housing shame. Fabulous.
And the winner is 101 East Al Jazeera English for This Is Myanmar's State of Fear.
Rage and chaos sweep through the streets of Yangon, Myanmar's biggest city.
And we're seeing these sort of protests not just here in Yangon, but right across the country. People are saying this isn't just a protest movement now, it's an uprising.
Demonstrators are angry at the military overthrow of the country's democratically elected government.
If they fight, we fight back.
This is the people's will, and we won't accept dictatorship ever again.
But the military isn't backing down, unleashing deadly force to stifle any opposition. 101 East goes inside Myanmar's crackdown.
Well, the clip you saw is from one of two documentaries that went on to inspire an interactive website which won this award. Al Jazeera worked with investigative agency Forensic Architecture to recreate online a secret interrogation and abuse centre they located in the outskirts of Myanmar's biggest city, Yangon. The digital reconstruction informed society what was going on inside the facility. This prompted the UN agency responsible for examining atrocities in Myanmar to ask the 101 East team to share their evidence and witness testimonies to help with their investigation. So the team really made a big impact on some people who really needed help. So great work.
Well, it's extraordinary, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Okay, now we are moving on to a biggie. It is Journalist of the Year. Who doesn't want to pick that up? Okay, I hear no shouts, I guess everyone. Here are the nominees. Have that up a little bit. Great stuff. Okay, well this is a pretty big deal actually. This is the category that might bag you that pay rise. So I'm going to go with the highly commended first. It goes to the wonderful Fazil Manala Kazize at New Lines magazine.
And this is a big award. The Journalist of the Year goes to Suadad Al-Salhi of Middle East Eye.
Suadad Al-Salhi has reported from Iraq for 2 decades, using her impeccable contacts to focus on power and corruption. She faces constant threats and has been injured in assassination attempts, been forced to move home several times, and on occasion had to leave the country. In 2021, as a direct result of her investigations, she established that many women kidnapped by ISIS were still alive and being held in centres run by Kurdish and Turkish forces on the Turkey-Syria border. Oh my goodness, wow. Well, Suadad Al-Salhi, I think she just epitomises the essence of a true journalist, a hugely worthy winner.
I think there was some celebrating going on.
There was a lot, yeah, and I think she's probably going to have a bit of cheers with us. I mean, can we go to the bar? Well, what do we think? Can we cut there and see her in celebratory mode? Is she in the house? I don't know. I think she's probably away. I'm sure someone's buying her a drink, and I certainly hope so, because we'll be doing it later. Big hug. Our next award is for Editorial Team of the Year. The highly commended. I can tell you after the nominees, let's check them out. And it is a richly deserving, highly commended BBC Shared Data Unit. Great stuff.
And I am delighted to tell you that the Editorial Team of the Year is Pink News. And last year, Pink News rose to the challenge of empowering their audience of 60 million just to be themselves. Their most ambitious editorial project was their series Trans Joy, aiming to change the negative narrative of trans lives in the media.
Yeah, well, I think the person I met in the bar earlier, I'm sure they're having a rip-roaring great time right now, so I'm sure their name has been mentioned more than once tonight. Next up, we have Best Launch or Relaunch of the Year. Let's check out the nominees.
And it's straight to the winner, who is Hello US. Talon chose to launch in the US due to the interest they saw in Meghan Markle's marriage to Harry and US viewers' love for shows like Bridgerton, Downton Abbey and Call the Midwife.
Absolutely, who doesn't love Bridgerton? God, I'm addicted, watched it once through. I'm even celebrating at the thought. And since the launch, Hello US stories have been shared on social media by many of the celebs themselves. Sharon Stone, Christy Brinkley, and even Beyonce's daughter's stylist. Now here's a question, what makes you a celeb these days? So Beyonce's daughter's stylist is a celeb. So I was talking to the publicist for Dolly Parton and Celine Dion, so does that mean by default I'm sort of Europe sitting amongst a celeb right now?
I think so.
Yeah, but probably not, but hey, I'm just shameless. Our next award is for Native Advertising Campaign of the Year. Let's see who's in the running.
And we are straight to the winner again, and it's Haymarket Automotive Studio for BMW.
Meet the new BMW M3 competition and M4 competition. A choice of iconic saloon style or sporty coupe curves, both boasting near identical performance thanks to the shared technology under their skin.
Awesome stuff. Who doesn't love a fast car? And I do believe the winners are in the house tonight, so well done, guys. Now, our roving, or should I say our raving reporter, Hannah, has been rounding up some winners to chat to. So Hannah, who have you got?
Hey. Hey guys, I'm here with Benjamin Cohen from Pink News, who just won Best Editorial Team of the Year. So congrats.
Thank you.
But these guys have been very happy. They're over there. Behind the camera. So Benjamin, I wanted to ask you, what have been some key highlights of the year so far?
Look, it's fantastic that we've won the award tonight for both what our written and our video team do, and I'm really pleased that so many of them are here tonight. Look, at the moment, LGBTQ plus rights are under such attack, both politically and in the mainstream media. So it's really important for the journalism that we do, both in written form and video form, gets highlighted in the way that it has done tonight.
Yeah, fantastic. And what Pink News does so well is kind of balance this side of activism and also editorial and all the other strands. So how is that, juggling the two together?
Look, we want to create content that informs, inspires change, and empowers people to be themselves. Everything we do runs through that mission statement at Pink News. And that means that sometimes we're trying to inspire change and inform people about the terrible things that are happening in the world. But we also want to entertain people as well and give light and shade to the content that we create. And that's why up to 100 million people consume our content every month.
Well, you guys do it so well, and obviously your peers in the industry believe that as well. So congratulations again.
So
and
Thank
I hope
you.
you guys enjoy the night.
Thank you.
Back to you guys. Thanks. Back to Diane and Lynn.
Oh, well, thank you, Hannah. I'm glad they are having fun. I mean, I couldn't have put it better myself, to inform, to inspire, and to empower. And I actually think many of the entries that you're going to see, and you have seen, does exactly that on the tin. So, yeah, it's great stuff. Next up, though, we have Outstanding Digital Team of the Year. Here are your nominees. And the highly commended and potentially building their own drum kit is Pink News. Great stuff.
Again, a very highly competitive category. Such great work in here that the judges decided to give not one, but 2 awards. So I have pleasure in announcing our 2 winners are Channel 4 News and Sky News.
Take back our country.
Everybody stay down! Get down!
Our democracy is under an unprecedented assault.
well, this is a humanitarian effort, but it's being done by the military because we're effectively in a war zone. And what's incredible, just one step away, there's the Taliban right next to the British forces who are trying to assess the people who are trying to get onto these relief flights. As one of the soldiers said to me, they could mess this up by just sending 1,000 blokes down the road. At the moment, they're cooperating and they're actually keeping things calm.
Wow, congratulations to both teams. Didn't they do well? And it was just awesome stuff once again. I think I'm going to say this all night. I'm literally in awe of you. So, full of surprises, because we are now going to take a little trip back in time, because we do have Alice Anderson's VT, which we want to show you, and she really does deserve this recognition, so take it away.
When we say get home safe, we mean it, because we might not.
Seems like something like this happens every generation, and yet we never learn.
None of us are surprised that this is happening. It shows that everyone is at risk all the time.
Enough is enough. It's been too long.
It shouldn't be ignored anymore, and something like this is hard to ignore.
And of course,
bombed out buildings, relentless airstrikes, and families being torn apart. The latest violence between Israelis and Palestinians, with children caught in the crossfire. Sparked by attempts to oust Palestinians from their homes in an East Jerusalem neighborhood, this is the worst fighting the region has seen in 7 years.
الطفل لما بيسمع الصاروخ ولا بيسمع من العرب أو من شقة اليهود بيرتعب حاله.
Congratulations to Alice Anderson there, who was, of course, joint winner with Faye White of Content Creator of the Year, and I'm so glad we did get to show her work.
Yeah, me too, absolutely. She ought to feel very chuffed. Brandy Content Team of the Year is next. Here are your nominees. Lots of contenders, and we do have a highly commended, and they go by the name of the Evening Standards. More amazing work.
The award in this category goes to Independent Ignite.
Welcome to the new independent TV original series, Work Wonders, with Samsung. I'm Harriet Hall, independent journalist and author, and across the course of 3 films, I'll be introducing you to 3 very different businesses, all of whom are making waves despite very challenging economic conditions and in the face of fierce competition.
Just one of Independent's projects there, and they have booked and delivered, check this, $2 million worth of business across 15+ campaigns, so pretty awesome work. I think they will also feel chuffed, bringing in the dollar. Commercial Team of the Year is next. Let's look at the nominees. And the highly commended goes to a company I used to work at when I was a wee lass. It's News UK.
Oh, it was only yesterday, Lynn.
It was only yesterday. I'm still a young lass, obviously.
But more important than that, we need to know who the winner is. And I'm pleased to say it is Lad Bible Group.
Pamphlet was once handed to me outside a clinic that said women who have abortions are more likely to, are more likely to sexually abuse their children. And women are receiving this information, trying to access healthcare.
When I tell people I'm in the army, the first thing they say, it's a lie. When you think of a soldier, you think of someone fit and strong, you know, you're short back and sides. It does shock some people when they see you because of the idea of what a female in the military looks like.
Amazing. I mean, but what can I really say about that? You know, it's sobering work, and I think it just shows you what, as an industry, what you do at your best and at your core, and I just think they so deserve it. So absolute congratulations and well done to Lad Bible. Next, we have the award for Best Designed Sites. Let's see who our judges have nominated.
And straight to the winner here again, it's 101 East Al Jazeera English for This Is Myanmar's State of Fear. And that's the second award of the night for for This Is Myanmar's State of Fear. Earlier we saw a clip from one of the 2 documentaries which inspired the creation of this interactive website. And it's a shame because it's hard to show a website on a show like this. I do encourage you to go and look at it because it had a massive impact on the people it helped in Myanmar.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, a remarkable piece of work from the Al Jazeera English team. And they always do pretty well. They fare well in this competition, but even them themselves, I feel they're continually raising their own bar. So, yeah, just stellar work again. Our next award is for Best Lifestyle Leisure News Site. The nominees in the running, see what I did there? Let's check them out. And I'm delighted to tell you the highly commended goes to Bustle UK.
And the winner is Fabulous from the Sun.
I think the highlight for me of being a traveller is explaining what it's like to be a traveller to non-travellers. Hey fabulous readers, we're the Mac Sisters. Welcome to our very own video series where we'll be sharing stories on the travelling community and what it's really like to be a traveller.
And over the next 6 weeks, we're going to invite you into the lives of an Irish traveller and like our lifestyle, our daily routines, the events we go through and like everything that we do like every day.
Beauty, fashion, like experiences, the lot.
If you have any questions at all, like just ask us.
Comment down below, like feel free. Nothing is embarrassing or a rude question. Like you don't know about it, so we want to educate you.
Wow, how cool are they? Did you check the sparkly pillows?
Well, they're fabulous.
Yeah, they are fabulous. I'm going to find out. I'm going to ask them a question. Where did you buy it? So yeah, I'm very jealous. But it's not about me tonight. Next up is Best Local or Regional News Site. Let's check out the nominees. And the highly commended is Reach PLC. Wow, it's great. All these highly commends. But they certainly deserved it. Fabulous.
The winner, though, is a company that's already been recognised tonight, and justifiably so. And it's Calvert 22 Foundation for the Calvert Journey. So it's well done again to the Calvert Foundation, and our very best wishes to you all. I do hope that the great news reaches you.
Absolutely. Now the award for Best Sports News Site is next. It's a fun one. Let's check out who is in the running.
We have one award in this category, and the winner is Telegraph Sport.
Once you get diagnosed with M&D, you've got to live life. You've also got to put up a fight, I think. With a rugby background, it educated me to do that. So every day is a battle against M&D, and the day you give in is the day that you lose. Normally we'd try and turn the key, but I can't. I've not got the power in my hand to do that, so basically we just little invention. And there we go, we're on. Key started, ready for action.
Necessity is the mother of all invention.
Fabulous, fabulous. Well, well done to Telegraph Sport. Now, I believe Hannah has secured one more winning guest to chat with. Is that right, Hannah? I can hear her before I can see her.
Hiya, yeah, again, congratulations again to everyone that's won so far. I'm here with another winner. I'm here with Ian Carney, who's from Good Morning Britain. Hello. You won for your amazing 1 Million Minutes campaign, which runs annually, but this year was really highlighted. And I wanted to ask you quickly, like, there's so many amazing moments from it. Do you have a particular one that really, struck a chord with you?
I mean, there are innumerable stories of loneliness around the UK, 9 million people suffering from loneliness. It'd be hard to pick one out. We get lots of viewer stories in that would just break your heart every single morning. But I think one of the things that really stood out was a heartwarming story for us this year, and that was the story of a 77-year-old South African nurse called Gladys Nicola, who works at a dementia care home in Manchester and took on extra shifts during the pandemic to make sure that her dementia patients weren't alone. And we got to recognise her with our 1 Million Minutes Awards, which was just phenomenal to really show the unsung heroes of loneliness and the difference that they make in people's lives.
Yeah, and especially over the last 2 years, it couldn't be more needed, 100%. And the whole campaign is around people donating their time and not money. Why do you really want to nail that kind of concept?
I think, everybody's got a little bit of time, and a little bit of time can make an enormous difference in the lives of a lonely person. The cost of living crisis is kind of highlighting that now more than ever. So we're really grateful to all the viewers and the fact that they can connect directly with the charities and give their time and make a huge difference in the lives of lonely people.
Yeah, and like you said, with the cost of living crisis and the pandemic, next year we're going to need you guys more than ever again. So thank you so much for everything you guys do. And congratulations again, your team are over there, they're having a lovely evening. It's back to Lynn and Diane.
Thank you, Hannah. Do you know, I actually think Good Morning Britain literally have this nailed absolutely right. Over the last 2 years, I've sort of decided that time to say, I don't have time, I'm too busy. I just think it's a bit of an excuse, isn't it, that we all kind of make. If we really want to make the time, we'll do it. And it's proven case in point through that campaign. Right, next up is Best Site for News-Led Journalism. Let's check out the nominees.
It's not the first time I've announced this company as a winner tonight. The winner is Sky News.
Congratulations. Next up, the award for Editorial Executive of the Year. God, that sounds pretty fancy, doesn't it? Let's check out who's in the running. Congratulations. Now, check that. If you may have noticed, if you were paying attention, that all of the nominees are from the one company. And I bet they're so glad that tomorrow's Saturday, because then they don't have to face each other in the office. If you were in Glasgow and you were against your peers, then it may not be the same kind of story and outcome. So the best of luck to them. They'll get off unscathed. The highly commended, I'm delighted to say, is Joy Marie Mackenzie. And what a beautiful name. Congratulations.
And the award in this category goes to Dana Schuster, Features Editor at Insider.
Dana has revolutionised the approach to feature writing at Insider dramatically, broadening the scope to delve into the darker side of business reporting.
She's been committed to exposing instances of sexual abuse, corruption and murder in the upper echelons of business.
It's an absolute pleasure and it's a huge congratulations, Dana. Let's give her a round of applause. Right. So this is another big deal. To be fair, they're all big deals. I'm just sort of picking in certain ones that I think you might want to win. Next up is Publisher of the Year. Here are your nominees.
I'm delighted to announce that the Publisher of the Year is The Independent, Making Change Happen.
Great stuff, and congratulations to The Independent. And the one thing to sort of remember about these awards, and actually for any awards for that matter, it's not just about the organisations or the campaigns, it's the people behind it. And at the Drum, it's very much a raison d'etre. So without the people, you just would not be delivering this stuff. So really, I think everyone here, remotely across the world, you have to feel really, really proud of yourself. And I've said that throughout the whole thing, but I genuinely mean it.
It's an honour to work in this business. That's how I feel tonight, Lynn.
Well, me too. I feel really proud, actually.
On to our next award, though, which is Best Use of Crowdsourcing or Citizen Journalism. This piece of journalism that we're about to see as the winner saw 1,000 people who had been sexually abused at public school talk about their experiences and bring those crimes to people's attention. For revealing the painful truth behind British boarding schools, our award tonight goes to the Sunday Times.
Wow. Now, showing the true value of crowdsourced journalism is an absolute well done to the Sunday Times for this courageous campaign. Our next award is Technical Innovation of the Year. Check out the nominees. Highly commended, we have Al Jazeera English for the Arab Spring retweeted. Awesome, Al Jazeera kicking out the park again.
And I've pleasure in announcing that the award in this category goes to AJ Contrast at Al Jazeera Digital for Inaccessible Cities.
Wow, now I think that's now 2 awards, isn't it, for Inaccessible Cities?
I think it might be.
Yeah, and I think it's richly deserved. Our next award is for Breaking News Story of the Year. Lots of really good contenders here, check them out. And the highly commended goes to, and for being a little bit naughty, it's The Sun for Hancock's affair with AIDS. The most glamorous of pictures there.
It's definitely a good picture for the front page, though. And that's what Getting the Best News is all about. And I'm delighted to say that the winner in this category is ITV News for the Partygate leaked video.
This report confesses that there was a Downing Street Christmas party on Friday night. Do you recognise those reports?
I went home. Hold on.
Would the Prime Minister condone having a Christmas party?
What's the answer?
I don't know. I didn't.
Wasn't a party, it was cheese and wine.
Is cheese and wine all right? It was a business meeting.
I'm joking.
This is recorded. His fictional party was a business meeting. And it was not socially distanced.
Wow, apart from congratulations, I have to say that I am cringing. I actually could not cringe more in the show, so thank you for that, for the true winner there. And I'm sure Boris and his comms team are going to be delighted to have won this award, and maybe we'll send them a bottle of champers and they can enjoy that legally. Perhaps. Say no more, Lynn. Zip it. Okay, next up is Brand of the Year. Let's check out the nominees. And the highly commended is The Independents. Well done to everyone. Lots of happy people there.
And the brand of the year 2022 is Gay Times.
If you're LGBTQ+, stop scrolling. I have something I need to tell you about. Thank you for sticking around, it means a lot. I am here to introduce to you GT133. GT133 is the new project from Gay Times here on TikTok, and they have asked me and a bunch of other members of the Alphabet Mafia to be the new faces of Gay Times and this project because we have nice faces, to be honest. Everyone in GT133 will be creating a variety of content, everything from LGBTQ+ issues and topics to just bringing you along as we become a part of the Gay Times family, of which I have discovered I am the granddad because everybody else is younger than me, but
Wow, kicking it out the park. Well done there. Keep up the good work. Now, the Chair Award is next, and it's a very special prize chosen by the 2 chairs of our jury. So you had a lot of people to impress this year. We have Hayley Cochrane from NBC, and we also had Bloned Healy from CNN. And tonight, we are very lucky indeed to be joined by Bloned. So thank you for joining us and for being part of what I hope you've really, really enjoyed. And the one thing I don't think people realise is sort of globality of the, you know, the entrants and the winners, and the fact it's people from all over the world. I mean, how did you find the process, and how did you possibly decide on the winners? It must have been tough.
It was very intense, but you know, a lot of people were engaged, obviously, in the decision-making process. So as a group of peers from across the industry, we all met together on Zoom. There was a morning session, which I chaired for several hours, and then Hayley from NBC chaired the afternoon session. And we'd all done a lot of sort of pre-listing before we got into the room. And then, you know, lots of spirited, heated discussions, you know, some ties. You can see definitely there were some areas where we couldn't make a decision. So we ended up, you know, giving sort of split decisions for highly commendeds and winners. But I think, you know, the thing that really stood out this year was just that the quality across the board was really high.
Yeah, it was indeed. Well, thank you, and I know it's, you know, it takes a lot of time to do this, and obviously it's a pleasure because of you guys, because of all the entrants. So you're here to do the honours for the special prize that you chose, so yes. Take it away.
Okay, and I'm going to read it off the card so I get it absolutely right. So I'm here representing Hayley Cochrane and I, the co-chairs. So we worked through all of the journalism that you've seen this evening and put together our suggestions, and then came together on a winner, which was a really tough task. But our winner holds power to account by exposing substantial allegations of wrongdoing. The digital storytelling and treatment centres the victims and their humanity. It captures the scale as well as the deep and individualised impacts of the personal loss experienced by survivors and family members. It's a difficult but incredibly important story and a worthy winner of this year's Chair Award. So without further ado or further suspension or gaps, I can tell you that the Online Media Chair Award goes to This is Myanmar's State of Fear by 101 East, Al Jazeera English. Congratulations.
Amazing, and thank you to Bloned. Thank you for being amazing. Thank you to all of our jurors all around the world. And yeah, what a great winner. Pretty impressed.
Yeah, I hope they're watching, and I hope they realise, you know, how important their work has been, and we're very pleased to honour it.
Yeah, we're very pleased and we're very proud. Well, it's with a heavy heart to tell you this. We now reach the final category of the night. It is a Grand Prix. And I promised you that we were going to do this. So this is basically the best of the best. And this is chosen by our judging panel from all of today's winners. Now, our judges chose a global media organisation that they felt really raised the bar for technical innovation and cutting-edge editorial.
Yes, the winner's global approach to editorial is intelligent, thought-provoking and sensitive. The way it uses different platforms to tell its stories is engaging, sometimes disconcerting, but always captivating. It even inspires positive action for change. The Online Media Grand Prix 2022 goes to AJ Contrast, Al Jazeera Digital for Inaccessible Cities.
Wow, congratulations.
I was so angry about the inaccessibility in my community. I was angry about how I've been treated, and I wanted to fight like hell.
This is a disabled New Yorker. So many people left out of policy conversations.
That day I found out that disability is contagious. I told him I'm visually impaired. He became speech impaired.
I took an oath that whatever happens, I will do something to make this world a more better and a more inclusive and a more integrated space for persons with disabilities.
And we welcome senior producer Victoria Mitskuti calling in from the US of A. Hello.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Oh,
Hi,
you must be chuffed.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's such incredible news. Definitely not accepted.
So, I mean, for you, you know, what was the most surprising thing that you discovered when you were working in this project?
Yeah, so one thing definitely when they think inaccessible cities, something stood out to us is that no matter the city, whether it's Lagos, Mumbai, or New York City, the issues of inaccessibility, the inaccessible public transit or infrastructure, public places, it actually persists around the world, no matter the resources, no matter the conversations, no matter the laws that being passed in that place. And it further marginalizes the community that is already marginalized in our society. So I really want to thank our three main characters, Nidhi Goyal, Rebecca Lamort, Olajumoke Olajide, who are true advocates of accessible and inclusive future. And they give us an incredible opportunity to see those cities, to navigate with them through the cities and to see those challenges through their eyes that they face every day as residents of those cities with disabilities.
Yeah, I mean, so much work went into this. I think it's very clear for everyone to see in the studio and, you know, anywhere you're tuning in. But, you know, what was your sort of approach to that storytelling?
So at AG Contrast, whatever work we do, we always, our editorial approach is to collaborate with the communities that we cover, the communities that are hit by injustice and inequality the most. And for this project specifically, we also wanted to collaborate with brilliant group of people. And I really want to thank for our journalists with disabilities, Sarah Kim and Kelachukwu Ogu, who reported for the story. And we had a brilliant group of photographers, local photographers in each city who covered the story. And then secondly, it was very important for us that Inaccessible Cities not only covers the issue of accessibility, but also is itself fully accessible online to people with disabilities. And that is the technical innovation we were striving for. And thank you so much for that award as well. And I want to thank our developers, Akufen, who worked tirelessly to make sure this project is fully accessible and to make sure we follow all the best practices, the guidelines of the industry to make that happen. And we really hope that this project could set a new standard, inspire a new standard for the digital accessibility in journalism for all of us. And lastly, I want to say one thing, that after the project was published, we received heartbreaking news from Lagos. Olajumuke passed away in March, and I really want to accept these 2 awards in her honor and in her advocacy honor. So again, thank you so much for having us here. Thank you so much for both of the awards, and 3 awards actually with the last one as well. And congratulations to everyone, to the nominees, to the winners, and all the journalists doing this amazing and inspiring work here.
Wow, well, thank you for being brave, for sharing that story. And, you know, you're making such an impact, and just congratulations, and enjoy the recognition that you have today.
Thank you so
See you
much.
later. Okay. Wow, she's amazing. Thank you. Jade, I promised myself I wouldn't cry during the show, damn it. So yeah, I do have a little tear in my eye, but that was lovely, absolutely beautiful. So many congratulations to our Grand Prix winner, AJ Contrast at Al Jazeera Digital. I really do hope they enjoy that celebration. She was delighted, so Victoria, thank you so much.
Yep, it's been a bit of a roller coaster of emotion, really, throughout the whole show. And I want to offer a massive well done to all our nominees and all our winners, and to thank them for producing such great work. The winning case studies are on the Drum's website now, so make sure you visit thedrum.com and find out what's behind all these winning projects.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really interesting stuff. And thank you to our judges, our guests, and our partners, Gum Gum and Parsley, and to all of you watching.
It's been such a pleasure to share all these results with you and revel in the achievements of our industry. So that's the end of the show. So thank you, everyone, and goodbye.
Goodbye.